Your next doctor's appointment is coming up, and you want to walk in with better blood sugar numbers than last time. The good news, your A1c is not a fixed number. It can certainly move in the right direction and move fast if you know what to do every single day between today and your next checkup. I am going to give you 5 specific daily steps that are each backed by clinical research. These aren't vague tips like eat healthier or move more. These are precise, actionable habits that attack the root cause of the problem, insulin resistance. And they do so from 5 different angles every single day. Because here's what most people don't understand about the A1c test. It measures your average blood sugar levels over the last 90 days. That means that every single day between now and your next appointment count. Every single meal, every single walk, every single night of sleep, they all count. So here are 5 daily non-negotiables that you're going to do. Step number 1. Post-meal walking. Right after you eat, I want you to go ahead and put your walking shoes on and go on a simple walk. Even a 10-minute short walk at a relaxed pace. Not an hour, not a gym session, just 10 minutes. And here is why this is one of the most powerful things that you can do to lower your A1c before your next visit. A 2025 crossover randomized controlled trial published in Scientific Reports tested what happens when people walk immediately after a glucose load versus 30 minutes later versus not at all. The walking conditions produced significantly lower 2-hour blood glucose areas under the curve compared to the control condition. A 10-minute walk immediately after eating led to a significantly lower peak glucose level compared to staying seated. And here's the mechanism. When you move your muscles right after eating, your muscles pull glucose directly from the bloodstream through a mechanism known as contraction-mediated glucose uptake. This pathway does not require any insulin. Do this after breakfast, after lunch, and after dinner. That's 3 glucose clearing events per day, every day. You're not just managing one spike. You are flattening out all of them. And since your A1c is the average of 90 days of blood sugar levels, that compounds into a real drop in your A1c levels by the time that you sit in your next checkup. Step number 2, hit 35 to 40 grams of fiber every single day. Yes, every day your nutrition goal is simple. 35 to 40 grams of fiber, while keeping your saturated fat intake below 5% of your total daily calories. That's it. That's the target. A meta-analysis of 29 randomized controlled trials covering over 1,500 people with type 2 diabetes found that soluble fiber supplementation significantly reduced HbA1c, fasting blood glucose, fasting insulin, and insulin resistance compared to control diets. Mechanistically speaking, fiber does 3 things at the same time to lower your blood sugar levels. First, it slows down the rate at which glucose enters your bloodstream. No spike, no crash. Second, it feeds your gut microbiome, which in turn produce short-chain fatty acids that enhance insulin sensitivity directly. Third, it physically displaces from your diet the refined carbohydrates and saturated fats that otherwise would have an impact on your insulin sensitivity. You may be thinking, saturated fat? Yes, the saturated fat part matters enormously. Excess saturated fat consumption literally clogs your insulin receptors inside of your cells. Your pancreas can secrete all of the insulin in the world, but if the insulin receptor is blocked, glucose is always going to stay outside of your cell in the bloodstream, generating higher and higher blood sugar levels, which will reflect in your next A1c. So now you may be thinking, which foods can I eat that are high in fiber and low in saturated fat? Well, you can eat a cup of lentils, for example, which contains 16 grams of fiber, or half a cup of black beans, which is 7 grams, or one medium avocado, which is 10 grams, a cup of frozen mixed berries, which is 4 grams, and right there and then you can hit 40 grams before dinner if you plan it right. Still, I understand that this may be complicated for some of you, so we've made a free guide with meal plans to choose from. These recipes are specifically designed by a registered dietitian so you can become more insulin sensitive and reverse insulin resistance. Go ahead and comment guide below this video and I'll send them your way. Step number 3, resistance training 3 to 4 times per week. Post-meal walking clears sugar from your bloodstream right now, but resistance training builds the infrastructure for your muscles to clear more sugar every day for the rest of your life. And here's what I mean. A meta-analysis of 46 randomized controlled trials involving over 2,100 adults with type 2 diabetes, published in 2024, found that resistance training alone significantly reduced HbA1c and fasting glucose by over 12 milligrams per deciliter compared to the control. So what's the reason behind this? Well, muscle is your body's largest storage site for glucose. Every extra pound of muscle that you build is a bigger tank for your body to dump more excess glucose into. When you do your post-meal walk, for example, your muscles are pulling glucose from the bloodstream through contraction. And when your muscles are bigger and stronger, that vacuum becomes like a high-powered industrial level vacuuming machine. And I'm not talking about bodybuilder levels of muscle, just more muscle mass and tone for your size. As a matter of fact, you don't even need a gym. You don't even need weights. You only need resistance bands. And you can do this at home with 3 to 4 sessions per week. Each session might last 30 to 40 minutes at most. And that's enough to start building the muscle that makes every other step in this list work better. I'll go ahead and leave a link below this video so you can download my free resistance bands routine. This is designed for people who have not lifted weights before, so don't be intimidated. Go ahead and download it. It's free. Step number 4, take berberine, 600 milligrams with breakfast and 600 milligrams with dinner. This one has more clinical evidence behind it than most people realize. A meta-analysis of 37 randomized controlled trials involving over 3,000 patients with type 2 diabetes found that berberine significantly reduced HbA1c, fasting plasma glucose, and 2-hour post-meal blood glucose, with all the results being statistically significant. So how does this work? Well, berberine activates a very specific enzyme inside of your body known as AMPK. It is often called your body's master metabolic switch. When AMPK is activated, every single cell in your body becomes dramatically more insulin sensitive. They open up to receive glucose more efficiently. Your fasting blood sugar levels come down, your post-meal spikes flatten, and your A1c, your average blood sugar, follows. And here's something that the supplement industry doesn't really talk about too much. Not all berberine is created equal. Many brands use doses so low that you may need 6 to 8 capsules a day to consume the correct amount of active compounds to elicit a positive result. So here's what you need in a berberine supplement. Number 1, third-party tested for purity and potency. You have to make sure that you're actually taking berberine. Then 600 milligrams per capsule. So you can take one in the morning and one in the evening for around-the-clock coverage. And lastly, standardized to berberine HCl. This is the most studied form of berberine. And that is a reason why we personally recommend Jade Supplements Pure Berberine, 1200 milligrams per serving. And there's 2 capsules in each serving. Each capsule contains 600 milligrams of pharmaceutical grade berberine HCl. One in the morning with your first bite of food, and one in the evening with your first bite of food. Simple as that. And of course, there are some people that do intermittent fasting and they skip breakfast, so you can have that first capsule with lunch. And that gives you the effective 1200 milligrams of active compounds per day that is backed by research. If you want to go ahead and try Jade Supplements Pure Berberine, the link is below this video. And step number 5, easier said than done, but getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. This one surprises a lot of people, but it truly might be one of the most important ones. A meta-analysis found that people with habitual short sleep duration, less than 6 hours per night, had significantly higher HbA1c levels compared to those sleeping 6 to 8 hours per night. Yes, 2 hours can make the difference between your A1c needing work and your A1c being at its best. So here's the mechanism behind it. When you are sleep deprived, your body releases more cortisol and more ghrelin, the stress hormone and the hunger hormone. Cortisol directly increases your blood sugar levels by telling your liver to dump glucose into the bloodstream. And ghrelin makes you crave processed high sugar foods all day long. At the same time, your insulin sensitivity drops, meaning that your cells become less responsive to insulin, which makes it harder to clear all of that glucose throughout the day. The fix is simple, but it requires discipline. Set a consistent bedtime. Keep your room cool and dark. Get off screens 30 to 60 minutes before bed. And if you want extra support, try Jade Supplements Magnesium Glycinate, about 275 milligrams 1 hour before bed. That supports sleep quality, reduces cortisol, and is involved in over 300 enzymatic processes that regulate insulin and glucose metabolism. Personally, I like to pair my magnesium with ashwagandha for deeper, more restorative sleep. If you're interested in any of these supplements, the links are below this video. So 7 to 8 hours of sleep isn't luxury, it's medicine. Now, here is your daily checklist to lower your A1c before your next doctor's appointment. Number 1, post-meal walking, 10 minutes after breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Number 2, high fiber eating, 35 to 40 grams of fiber per day, while keeping saturated fat intake below 5% of your total daily calorie consumption. Again, don't worry if this is confusing. Comment guide below and I'll send you our free guide with meal plans and recipes. Number 3, resistance training 3 to 4 times per week. Each session should take you no more than 30 to 40 minutes. I'll go ahead and leave a link below this video so you can download my free resistance bands workout routine. Number 4, berberine, 600 milligrams with breakfast and with dinner of Jade Supplements Pure Berberine. The link for this supplement is below this video. You can use the code REVOLUTION10 for a discount. And number 5, proper sleep, 7 to 8 hours, non-negotiable. If you're interested in supplements for deeper, more restorative sleep, we recommend magnesium glycinate and ashwagandha. Again, the links will be below this video. These are not random tips. They are all backed by clinical research. And each of them target insulin resistance, the root cause of high blood sugar levels, from all different angles. And when done together, they compound. So remember, every day between now and your next appointment, you're either driving that A1c higher or lower towards the right direction. These 5 tips that I just gave you, make sure that it moves on the right direction. Thousands of people in this community have reversed insulin resistance, lowered their A1c, lowered their fasting blood sugar just by following everything that we teach. These fantastic results are possible, and you're next. If this video helped you out, please go ahead and give it a like, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our new videos coming up, and also please share this with someone who might need the help. You've got this. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.